that is what their brand is. It is screaming V8s, big ass cars that light up tires, and they moved away from it.
New Charger race car. The Hemi is back.
All right, guys, so welcome back. Thank you for hanging out, spending a few moments here with me. If you're new, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Now, a lot of people are probably wondering, what the heck am I talking about Dodge for? Well, they're in the news, and for something that's actually pretty positive. In the last, I'd say 2 or 3 years, there's really not much to be looking forward to or being positive about the brand. I got tired of making videos about that brand because it's no longer aligned with what it is that I find enjoyable about cars. That, to put it most bluntly. But that's not really what we're here to talk about. We're actually going to be talking about the V8 slipping into the new Charger. And if anybody has followed TK's Garage, he has been shouting to the rooftops that they've been trying to figure out a way to get the V8 into the new Charger. And so here you have it. They came out with a new drag pack. It's a 5.8 liter supercharged, probably upwards of about 1,500 horsepower. Now, a lot of people are probably going to poo-poo this drag pack because it is crazy expensive. It's not street legal. There's limited production. So what's the big deal? Who really cares? I mean, the thing is $200,000+ and everything like that. The point of all of this is that they can fit a V8 under the hood and it's not going to be a problem. And that's really the good takeaway that a lot of people should, getting from this. Now, I do think that they really screwed up the trim levels with the release of the EV and the inline 6 and everything. I think they really botched the whole RT scat pack and all that kind of stuff, the branding that they did and they once had with the Chargers and the Challengers. But it is redeemable. If you make a really good product that people want, eventually they will forgive, forget, and move on. And that is probably what's starting to happen. You're starting to see Dodge, kind of right the ship. And I think this is the first step that, is needed in order to go into that direction. Was I a little disappointed that they didn't come up with a new V8? Sure. They are recycling the 5.8 liter supercharged all aluminum block. But you know what? At least it's on their radar now. And they could see from the sales numbers that nobody wants an EV and nobody wants an inline 6. And really, you rewind it 2+ years ago, 3 years ago, I was screaming from the rooftops, nobody wanted this crap. And in the comment section, nobody wanted this crap. I personally was just getting tired of making videos of what all of us knew and what all of us understood, and yet Stellantis continued forcing Dodge in that direction. We all saw it coming, and it gets to a point where you can no longer talk about it. So, I give a lot of credit to a lot of the other Mopar channels that stuck with it and continued trying to be positive and have a outlook that is good for the brand. And really the bread and butter of this channel was to talk about Dodge news. And for what, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, there was super stocks and red eyes and demons and all kinds of wide bodies, and there was stuff to actually discuss and break down, and talking points and price breakdowns and all that other stuff, and reviewing. It was fun. It was a lot of fun for me to go and meet up with people that had the new whatever, the new trim level. But life changes, and I'm not saying that I won't go back to it, but at the same time, you see a brand and they're going down a really bad road, and it gets to a point where you're like, well, I don't really want to make content for that anymore. So either way, guys, let me know what you think of Dodge and their new drag pack. I personally think it's a pretty good route that they're going down. I think it shows promise. I think that they should be developing a new Hemi. I've said it a gazillion times. Taking the 392 and the 5.7 and the Hellcat engine and putting it into the new Chargers, it will be a real slap in the face for anybody that got a last call vehicle. But at the same time, I think it's better for the brand to go back to it. I mean, that is what their brand is. It is screaming V8s, big ass cars that light up tires. And they moved away from it. And it was really just cringy and comical to watch them try and market the crap that they did the last couple of years. But nobody bid it, nobody wanted it. And so, you know, with the sales coming out and the units being stuck on the sales lots and everything, I think they're getting the message that they screwed up and they're righting the ship. So that's my take on it. You know, hopefully Dodge continues going down this route, and then I can create a little bit more Dodge content. So, and then, you know, I will, you know, continue where I left off about 2+ years ago. So with that said, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'm always interested to hear what you have to say.
Hi everyone, I'm Mark Trossel, and I'm here to talk about one of our concepts that we're bringing to the SEMA show this year. This is the Dodge 6-pack Charger concept. We developed these vehicles for a couple of reasons. It's great for us in Mopar design to create some concepts, some things that we get feedback from our customers on, but also show some potential production parts that we're going to actually be introducing on this vehicle next year as well. So I'll go through some of that with you. Of course, we're starting with our 6-pack Charger. We've created a new front splitter in carbon fiber. The whole splitter is carbon. It can be used both on the BEV and the ICE version fascias. We have a full carbon inner and outer hood with a ram air that will go into our cold air Mopar component. Some unique graphics that you see on the hood. The color, mind you, is striker purple. Really vibrant color, looks fantastic in the sun. And we have our 21-inch wheel finished in brass monkey with accented by an orange Brembo caliper. We also have a carbon fiber mirror cap for it. And one of the things that I think really helps accentuate the lines of the vehicle is this front fender. And it really harkens back to some of the cues from 68, 69 Chargers as well, but done in a very modern way. So we're anxious to get feedback from customers on this too. On the interior, we've worked with cat skin, and we have a cat skin seat set in here finished in this, I affectionately say that it's kind of a peanut butter and jelly color combination. We think